We are back. We are back for the final show. Did you guys know that Africans cannot catch COVID? Fun fact from Sunday night's episode of P Valley. We are back. Supposedly, Africans got it. You know what I mean? The final show, season 2, finale, P Valley. I'm your host, JustLatasha, and this is a dissection. What is a dissection? It's a deep dive into TV and film with film knowledge. So, not just your average review, recap, no shade to the girls, but this goes so much deeper, using the techniques behind the scenes of filmmaking, from visuals to colors to screenwriting to all of the things, all of the layers that work together to give us this incredible, amazing, fabulous, thoughtful, intentional show. What a finale! What a finale. And I'm so happy to be here. I am also on Twitter at JustLatasha404 and Instagram at JustLatasha. And if you guys want to see any of my indie produce, screenwriting, productions, comedy, all the other shows I've created along my wonderful, wonderful journey, please head over to JustLatasha.com. Now, let's see who we got in the room before we get started tonight. Kat with the first comment. Thank you guys for throwing hearts up in the chat. This is a love room. This is how it's going down. I thank y'all for being here. What's up, Jordan? CJ's an OG. And got it, they did. And got it, they have. And got it, they had. Like everybody. Karma was on everybody's neck. Good, bad, ugly, confused. Hey, Jim. Hi, Thomas. Oh, man. Trini Boy. What's up, Damien? Hadia. Is it Hadia or Hadia? Please let me know. Yes, yes, yes. Hey, Marissa. Already on a drought. Already on a drought. Man, so much to talk about. I do have an announcement at the end of the night, so please stay tuned. But I don't want to waste your time. We have so much to get into on this jam-packed P Valley finale. So let's do it. Oh, man. Where do I want to start? Okay. Sunday night's episode, the finale of season 2 of P Valley, was written and directed by the creator herself, Katori Hall. Shout out to Katori. What an incredible show you've made. Only got better season 2. We are already on the edge of our seats for season 3. Cannot wait. What I like to do in the beginning of a dissection is to break down the show's color theory. Colors mean things in TV and film, and as long as we have those keys, we know exactly what's going on per scene to expand what we had seen already. So, in the season 2 premiere, episode 1, Andre, who took that L with grace, Andre, upon landing back at Chucalissa, Mississippi, stood in the home of his deceased godfather, Mayor Tydell, and said, there is an unresolved tension between who we are, your truth, your identity, that's represented by the color yellow, who we say we are, blue, little hidden agenda, a secret, something a little off from who you are, little lie, represented by the color blue, and who we want to be. So as we've seen with all the characters this entire season, is that they're constantly traveling in that gray area between who they are, who they say you are, and who they wanna be. Putting old things down, picking new things up, regressing, progressing, laying low, spreading it wide, wherever, okay? We also saw the color pairing of black and white, also by Andre as he stood in his late godfather's home playing chess. And the theme of this season, very, very heavily, is life and death. So life is represented by the color black, death is represented by the color white, but also specifically in this finale, if you guys are not following Katori Hall on Twitter, you missed it. You guys can still go catch it. She broke down every single piece of the finale, okay? So we are talking about duality this evening. We are talking about the good and the bad, the dark and the light, you know, the extremes that our beloved characters can go through. how great they are and how evil they can be if you push them. You know what I mean? So that's also the conversation we'll be having tonight. Green usually represents new journeys, new beginnings, especially if you're talking about scrippers getting that bread, getting that money, that green money. And the pink is pretty much the status quo of the pink. It's Uncle Clifford's house, Uncle Clifford's identity, Uncle Clifford's legacy, and of course, the establishment itself of the pink and how patrons, dancers, Clifford, security, everybody acts within the world of the pink. And then we have the color red. My God, she meant so much on Sunday night. The color red. Danger, pain, caution, wounds, stop, but also love, blood, power, war. Red can mean a lot depending on where we are in our story. So, is we ready to get started? Is we ready to get started? Okay. I didn't know what she was on. I ain't even gonna lie to you. I don't even know what she was on. I was like, okay, girl. So I'm gonna jump around just for this moment because I really want to talk about Miss Mamas, none other than the great, the incomparable, the shady, Miss Hailey herself. Because what? We are talking about duality, black and white, light and dark, good and bad. And something here, as Hailey stands in between Andre and his wife, she feels and seems like this invisible, ominous presence. Right as Lil Murda's track is playing in the background, about 7 pounds of pressure. We are familiar with that phrase and that theme in this season, where it took 7 pounds of pressure to release the trigger to kill Montavious. Hence the 7 pounds in Mercedes' shoulder weighing her down from that guilt. Can't lift her up, can't fly. Right? That wound that developed from there. So as Hailey is sitting here haunting them, sort of ghost-like, this invisible, ominous presence, we have the song playing, 7 pounds of pressure, alluding to the feeling of somebody being dead, something being dead, right? So also tonight, I feel like there were a lot of ghosts. I think last dissection, it was like people visiting their graves. The episode before that, it was literally like the theme of funerals. And so now that we are dead and gone, laying things to rest, things are slain and laid behind, maybe we have some ghosts popping up. Maybe. That's just me. And not for nothing, but Hailey as a ghost makes sense to me because no victim blaming, right? But she is trouble and she been trouble. Now, here's the thing. Montavious was terrible. Terrible. Not going to take that away from homie. But low-key, she was haunting him. Like, he came back to be like, are you mad? Where's my money? My kid? You ran off? And we understood and know that Hailey was a victim from that situation. But as we've seen her this season, maybe Montavious had a point. Like, maybe Montavious, she's haunting the pink. She haunting the casino. She's haunting Andre's family. Please. Please. Miss Mamas, you did a lot, okay? And I was rooting for you. We was rooting for you because I was like, maybe she do got the pink's best interest at heart. Nope. No. She didn't. Okay, so we had that inversion of black and white, life and death, good and bad, right there in the opening and nearly closing shots with Hailey. But Andre, love, baby, how you go into Maya Tydell's house playing black and white chess, but get played like black and white chess by this light skin? She switched wigs on you and pieced out. I'm sorry. Let's actually talk about Andre, who says to his wife, if I told you the truth about my father, would you have married me? But look at where you are. Look at who you are. Is this better? Let's just look around. Is this better? And that's the thing about these niggas. Niggas think when they take away the woman's opportunity to choose, I'm gonna decide for her because I know better than her what's best for her. And look, this is the mess you made. Niggas take away a woman's opportunity to choose like they're doing her a favor, but you make terrible decisions. You have led me to hell. Submit to what? This was to come up? What was this to come up? look look at me. Look at me. Katori Hall tweets, in P Valley, masks have been a metaphor to the various personas of all of our characters. From Hailey and her multiple identities to Andre, who wears the mask of the good Negro to erase his own father for fear of being labeled the bad Negro that his father, murderous, doth became. Had to add a little flavor on that. Not that Katori needs help, excuse me. Ain't saying that. I am not saying that. Okay, so congrats are due for Mayor Woodbine. You won. And I said last dissection, had I been a Chuckalisa local, she would have had my vote as well. You know, because they're not really aware of her demon side. I would have believed the persona. Okay? So let's look at the duality. Dark versus light, black versus white. Andre wearing the mask of the good Negro versus Pastor Mayor Patrice Woodbine, who steps from the dark into the light, letting her nastiness and her secret show. Curated. Still a liar. Still a liar, right? And Andre's L with Hailey and his wife got to look like a win. So he's also in this duality on himself with this dark suit and the white door. He's also in this duality, the shadow behind him, the legacy he attempted to hide but is coming to the surface. He's also in his own mess of duality. Okay? It's all happening. Who is you, Sharon? We is waiting for the real men to step up. Tell us who you are. Andre is at the crossroads of who he will be because he found himself as this struggling son, trying to come back to Chuckalisa as the son of the town, trying to make peace with his bad daddy, but he don't know what kind of father he might become. He don't even know that he is a father. So we have all of these masks and Andre thinking he's a good man. Not on my watch. Not on my watch. Not here, not there. Because, okay, you ain't kill a person like your daddy did, but you did kill your home and the love that was. Quite literally having a child by a ghost. And so now both wife and Andre got to put on this mask to the public as if they're this perfect functioning couple. Y'all both look a mess. Hailey looked a mess. Your wife looked a mess. It was raining. It was a long trip. She didn't get to brush her hair, but she stood outside of that porch for your ass. And you did tell me you in love with another one. I knock all this shit over. I wish you would. So here we are talking duality, right? We have Andre, the loser, paired against white, versus Patrice Woodbine, the winner, paired against black, with Andre versus his father's legacy, his real daddy, compared against Patrice, who is aligned now with City Council Wayne Kyle. A lot on Andre's head tonight. Sorry. Not on. A blue suit at that, who you want to be. He don't know, which is why I look like black. No idea. Not you reading me. I have to learn after high school. It's not right to make the choice for women or for other people. So iconic. What up? Now she done hunted a lot of things, but Andre marriage won't be one of them. That's DL dick? What's that? That dick haunted Andre's marriage loud as it's kept. What up, Key? Welcome. What up, Shells? Yeah, bro. What up, A Barty? I love that 7 Pounds of Pressure was beyond just a dry snitching song, but a warning how easy it is to take a life. Oh, it takes a second. Just a second. Oh, thank you. The doctor. Little Dr. Dick. I traveled to this hoochie made me town to come get your ass back because I still love you. And you told me to go get married to side dick. You got one more time to play in my face. Andre, the smoker half of Wody should have went to Andre. Okay. Sometimes I swing and I miss. Because it's fuck Andre over here. I can't do it. I can't do it. But alas, who is you, Chiron? Let's talk about the transition of Lil Murda. Let's talk about the transition of Lil Murda as Katori Hall tweets. The symbolism of masks continues as Murda confronts the many versions of himself in a mirror. He stares into the mirror, fractured by the fight is wrath wrought. She's such a goddamn poet. A theater queen with words and themes. God dang. He has already shedded the water around his neck, as Wody would say, an anchor, but something still glistens. His grills. Removing them, he removes the last lies. Shattered mirrors, shattered reflections, shattered projected identities, shattered lies, split identities as Lil Murda transforms into LaMarcus. From killer to rapper to a love and grief to honesty, right? Because as we travel from that shattered mirror and he stripped down in that blood red stage to softly waking up yellow and red in Uncle Clifford's bed. Now, a lot of the times when Katori tweets, she tweets how Little Murda often wears black to represent mourning. He's still emotionally at the funeral for Teak, right? He's still very much in that grief. But also, if black and white represent life and death, and black is the inversion where black is the life and white is the death, I would imagine Little Murda laying in Uncle Clifford's bed, honest, hurt, and ready for new life as he admits, let's move this thing forward. Ugh. You ain't got to ask me, but once, one time. And if we have a ghost in our midst, I would imagine that was for twice across the board, Murda, Mercedes, and Teak, because he's staring down, performing that 7 Pounds of Pressure song like I put a gun in your head. That's the spirit of Teak. But what's stopping this full honesty of coming out between me and my love Clifford is still that I loved someone else, Teak. That ghost is still haunting spaces of his mask and his truth. There's still a ghost in our midst. Now, real quick, I just want to mention that stunt Mercedes did when she flipped off the pole and over Lil Murda's head and landed in a split. Who the do you think you are? Who do you think you are? You flipped over a human being into a split? Oh, she's taking it. Oh, she's taking it. The choreographer's name, who I found on TikTok, is Maria Jade, who invented that move. Upside down on a pole. Use, I don't even know, your core muscles, your thighs, your glutes. What part of your body do you use to thrust upside down off a pole over a human being and land in a split? Murder put down his jewelry, distancing himself from the water, from that ice. The same way grandmother Ernestine distanced herself from the water handed to her by her deceased daughter, Beulah, a ghost. I think the characters are not only like facing ghosts, but like releasing them. Or ghosts releasing themselves per Hailey. But ghosts are being released and go on about your way. Feels feels very much like that. And I want to continue this theme of duality here between the lovers. Uncle Clifford sits in the dark versus little Murder who sits in the light. Murder ready to tackle the truth of his identity. Bet. Excuse me? Uncle Clifford, under the guise, in the shadows, in the dark, under the guise of setting Murder free, hides her true feelings. Katoria Hall tweeting about how this emotional distance is inspired by that emotional abandonment by the death of her mother, Beulah, from AIDS, right? And sort of hiding the truth of why, yeah, you could go, which is an inversion of how Teak released himself from Murder. I love you. I want to give you space to be free. That was truth. They sat in the light in that diner versus the light here in the bedroom where Uncle Clifford, you're lying, baby. You are lying. That's okay. You're just scared. You are just afraid. Shall we talk about the lovers? Y'all going off tonight. What up, Nicole? Release him. Let it go. I was so happy Big Murder became LaMarcus and was ready to be him completely. We love honesty. Be yourself. Okay? That opening sequence was so good. Hey, Varsity, you ain't for this comment. Don't think I didn't catch that. Looking up. Burning. Oh, I love it. Can I just say, I thought Mercedes was done before this. I thought she was not going to show up to her last shift. I be losing stuff. I be losing the details sometimes because I be so focused on other stuff. I thought last week she said she quit. But we happy you was here for that last dance. Okay? Okay. The twerk muscle that she was trying to teach Farrah, release it. Get your hand off my thigh, demon. Take it. If I release it, is you gonna take it? Without Hailey around, Mercedes was able to bring the fire. That wound, that 7 pounds on her shoulder, gone. Gone. So maybe it wasn't the spirit of Montavious haunting her shoulder. It was Hailey all along. Demon, witch, get out of here. Scram. I agree. It's like when ghosts finally have their earthly business finished, they release from the world. So everyone's ghosts are finding peace and release via the living they haunted. I'm into it. I like that we discovered this and landed here. I'm into the not a Clifford. Oh yeah, from distancing from murder. No, you're right, Siege. You're absolutely right. My bad. Okay, so let's talk about Miss Ma'am. Because what Katori did here was real slick. And I just want to point it out because she get it from her mama. This is the same exact. And how she snuck that in here like this should be studied. Who's going to study it? Me. Surprise. From Patrice Woodbine's purple blazer and the white open window, to Mercedes' purple home with that crystal cross with the white window. It's sort of separating them, mirroring each other. Patrice, of course, in white, Mercedes in black, giving another inversion, but they are of the same blood. Katori was also tweeting about the idea of crossroads, making that choice, right? Between who you are, who you say you are, who you want to be. And they're sort of at that fork in the road, but deciding that. So as Mercedes receives the photos of hanging it up, last dance done, she's out of the lifestyle, versus Patrice, who's also stepping into a brand new life, they still visually mirror each other. We wonder how those parallels are going to show up in their lives, right? So y'all called it last week as well. Farrah did pay her. So the money didn't come from Coach as Mercedes would have expected, but it was transferred into a new life form. You're not going to get paid from your old life. You're going to get paid for your new road. So Farrah was like, here are the royalties. Here's the bag back. Don't want to cost you nothing. And you deserve this money. We like that new money. Money is an energy and it got to match the alignment. Don't pay me old bills. Don't pay me old bills. It got to match up in that alignment. Okay? Energetically. Y'all may not know this about me, but I'm a spiritual ass bitch. Always will be. Always was. Cause y'all playing as my sis face. This is crazy, no? That's not crazy. That's not it's not crazy. Katori Hall tweets, Hailey's gift of cigars is a low-key nod to what she's holding in that bellies of hers as old tradition, old work, old tradition demands that new fathers be gifted cigars upon the birth of their kiddos. But she never told him. But you pulled up to the house again, in the daylight even, with gifts, talking smack. And because I still love this man, I got to stand up here and wear this mask. Like, I don't want to come down there and wring your neck because you done crossed the boundaries how many times? And she just got to stand there while a line of women bringing her man food. That's not even her man no more because he in love with Redbone. See, now, I can't do it. And on this gift that is symbolizing a new father stepping into a new role, a new life, a new journey, Hailey says, congratulations. Which was slick because he lost the mayor fight. But to step up and say congratulations, we're supposed to guess what it was for exactly. And because she doesn't tell him that she is pregnant, she says the words we don't say haunt us forever. So not only is she portraying a ghost, but making her child play the role as well. You won't know them. They won't be here with you. But maybe that's something that's going to spin the block one day, right? But either way, it's fuck Andre, you lose. Your dream of cashing out, dead. We learned that Chuck Elisa, the Corbin Kyles brought the water to them by making a Corbin Kyle canal. So the casino doesn't need the land of the pink anymore. It's now found new land in the biracial bay and his white brother, and they're going to make their money without Hailey. Everybody loses across the board. I like it. Also, the sentiment that water is the portal between life and death. So Corbin and Kyle are bringing death to their door, and that white woman with the casino money says, oh, water's got memory. Water remembers. So season 3, we're going to see what that means. Season 3, we're going to see what that means. And let's look at the whites. All this white symbolizing death, but also a duality of life with some black behind it. But all of these stripes looking like a cage when you just built a casino on your land. It's giving the the image of freedom, but it may not be. It's given the image of freedom, but it may not be. They look like they're in a cage. Mm, mm. We've seen that before around these parts. We have seen that before. I also want to make another parallel real quick. So again, I want to talk about the ghosts. The ghost, because like Hailey and Andre's home, Beulah, Clifford's deceased mother, invades her home. Popped up. Even the shots look just the same. However, unlike Hailey, Uncle Clifford's ghost brings life and love. And we can see here with Katori's tweet clarifying Uncle Clifford's emotional distance from murder. COVID is also a virus of intimacy. You have to keep distance to stay safe. And if and when you've contracted COVID, we understand you are close with someone. Look at that inversion. Look at that delicious inversion. Ugh. And yet, in the time of Corona, Uncle Clifford has put down her mask, literally and figuratively, and allowed someone to know her more intimately. The grief for Beulah makes her question her closed heart. You gotta face the ghost. Which way we gonna go? Which way are we going to go? That was a turning point. That was beautiful. And even the inversion of the party, the way Ernestine is having a homecoming party instead of a homegoing service. And even the visuals of the party looked exactly like Uncle Clifford's birthday party. So we're still having these themes of new life, new life, new life, new life, right? I'm gonna keep going. I'm gonna jump in the chat. I wanted to see if I wanted to talk about something, but let's get here first, then I'm gonna jump back into the chat. Duality. The lineage, the bloodline, the mothers. Mercedes in black symbolizing life, Patrice in white symbolizing an ending or symbolizing death. Now, for Mercedes in black symbolizing life, she finally owned her pole dancing studio with her own honoring images of her past life. The wound in the shoulder is officially gone, and she begins new life as a mother with Terica returning home to live with her. We love a happy, happy ending, but Patrice Woodbine. But Patrice. Okay. In a mirror, an imposed image and tweeted by Katori Hall herself says, similar to a ghost. While Mercedes wears a deceased person on her shirt, to Young Dolph, who the black community, the hip hop community mourns just a few months ago, I believe, or was it last year? These two opposing colors, they arrived at their new dreams. They arrived at their new dreams. The last time these two women were brought together in this space, it was a full-on brawl. It was a fight. It was toxic. Mercedes got robbed. Patrice stole. But in new light, Mayor Woodbine heals her daughter by bringing her daughter, who was becoming a mother. I shed a little thug tear real quick. Okay. I did. I shed a little thug tear real quick because she fought everyone and everything to have that moment, and for someone, her mother, to have hurt her that bad, to assure that didn't happen for her, to be the one to close that loop, to bring it full circle. Now that's an inversion, baby. That's an inversion. I just want to talk about Maine right here, right quick. Terica, girl, I get it, but actually relax. You already got yourself into a predicament, all right? Careful, easy. Plus, that's mama's work. You ain't got the Mercedes experience on you yet. You still WAP. you ain't got that grown in you yet. Relax. But Maine want to act up because he ain't like Mercedes on stage taking sides with Lil Murder. Baby, Maine, I would have been banging down your door. Ray Rue was banging for them drugs. Open the door! Open the door! Open the door! Open the door! You did this to me. I would have been banging down Maine's door. You ain't leaving me. I'm not done with you yet. Chocolate drop. You think you're breaking up with me? I wish you would. Oh, you're not getting away that easy. Open the door. Bam, bam, bam. Embarrassing. Ain't no man that fine getting away from me. I'm sorry. Jem, your word choices tickle me every time. Corbin in that deep burgundy aubergine. Like dried blood, old deep wound. Ooh. Ooh. Oh, you think it might come back to bite Corbin? Feels natural to his character. Still trying to align himself with his brother. Does feel like he's always going to go wrong. That's the thing about biracial baddie. He don't realize the white will never choose him. He like to get beat black, but he like to get tortured white. The white will never choose you, baby. Your blood. Dirty. Okay? Something's bound to go wrong. You think you're aligned with all white Kyle? Not on this here southern land. I'm glad Beulah pulled Uncle Cliff's card and corrected her that she didn't die because of love. More healing, more releasing, more changing perspectives. Okay? Okay? Maybe Woodbine giving Mercedes her daughter was her apology. Because the parents don't like to say, I'm sorry. They like to do other things like feed you, take you out to go get McDonald's, help you in some other. They do anything else besides saying, I'm sorry, I messed up. Maybe. This always gets me. Mitochondrial Woodbine in that white, like a wolf in sheep's clothing. You used the perfect phrase tonight. I'll tell you that, Jem. Like a wolf in sheep's clothing. But I am glad she finally did the right thing. Demons have hearts too, little fallen angels. Is she? She just pregnant. Just a little baby. Just a little baby. Yeah, you're right. Like, yeah. Like in real life, that's definitely a no. But in TV land, open the door! You too happy to say hi? Absolutely not. Go in the house because now you acting up. See, go in the house because now you acting up. Let's talk more about these full circles because Hailey, we see this quite literally a full circle in the background in this mirror, I believe it is, but no reflections. Literally a full circle in the background. As Katori Hall tweets, Uncle Clifford is enraged that Hailey rolls up on Uncle Clifford, enraged that she has helped Corbin with the canal. Uncle Clifford signing over Corbin's $250,000 check in a gesture that pays in kind for Hailey's grief, the same amount stolen from Montavious and what she lost her daughter over. So Uncle Clifford emotionally trying to be the mother and the family that Hailey was so desperately missing and needing. Hailey in that crossroads between being a mother and being a daughter. losing a daughter, trying to be one and have one. All of these crossroads, okay? Uncle Clifford wearing red, symbolizing all of that pain that she's been carrying for so long, quite literally with her love with Murda, and getting her power back. Because we talked about this last time, all the ways Uncle Clifford was losing her power all over the place. Having a snake in the grass. We found you. We see you. Rule number 88. Just cause a bitch good at keeping the peace don't mean she ain't good at waging war. Duality. Duality. Hello? I keep the peace, but I rip your head off as well. And we close that financial gap. I don't owe you nothing. I don't want to see you. You're rejecting this love. I could have been family. You want to stay an orphan? You want to stay a ghost? Go on and hit the hay. And I thought it was interesting, the color that Hailey was wearing, the blue over the pink. Who you say you are versus the status quo of this place, a lie. Literally lying about protecting the pink. I thought that was so interesting. But as we see all this white, it's time for this to end. It's time for us to kill this shit. Let's get out of here. The full circle. Clifford has so much chosen family, and Hailey's choosing to remain the lone wolf, disappearing into the night, a ghost on the run. We got to talk about Keyshawn. My God. Let's go back to the fairy tale. The evil stepmother of the Cinderella story. Meanwhile, Keyshawn transitioning into Little Red Riding Hood. Hello? Little Red Riding Hood. Now, we said last dissection that plan was too clean. And this is a drama. We were bound to watch this fall to hell. Bound to watch it fall to hell. And to hell it went. Here's the thing that I really want to talk about with Miss Stepmother, because this is also a full circle moment where she ruined Keyshawn's life twice now. So let's just fight. Like, you ruined her life twice now. You broke up her family in her adolescence and her teen years, and you're driving her into this broken family in her adulthood. And you encourage this. Now, stepmother may not know the breadth of damage being done in that home, but she knows it's toxic and unhealthy. She's felt it in her own marriage, and as she's ushered her own daughters to repeat that cycle of bad romance, she assures it continues to happen for Keyshawn. Where is your intuition? You don't know something's wrong here? Keyshawn with that mask in her Little Red Riding Hood, smiling. As somebody who's cosplaying as good, you are not good. Keyshawn wearing her own mask, you are not good. And even more damaging is that her mother is fully aware of how romance with these men can be harmful and groomed her daughter Alicia to be just like her. But she's always been alone in her relationships. She knows her husband has made sexual advances towards her daughter. So she's sort of this single mother in hopes of a prince that would save them, but sort of resents Alicia for becoming like her. You raised her to be like you, and then you're mad that she's like you, alone and needing help. So you have this sort of jealousy and this admiration for Keyshawn, who at least she's got a man, healthy or not, toxic or not, safe or dangerous. At least you got a man. And since he's white, y'all gonna have good hair. Excuse me. She's so enamored by being in the vicinity of whiteness and being a pygmisha that she thrusts her stepdaughter Keyshawn directly into the wolf's lair. Again. Soft drag. I'm on her head. Soft drag. So let's talk about the wolf in sheep's clothing, shall we? Let's talk about the wolf in sheep's clothing. She's alive. Didn't die, as hypothesized. Now, I was hoping I'd be wrong about Keyshawn dying, but I ain't foreseen all of this. I didn't foresee all of this. God damn. She's alive. Let's talk. Derek does this thing as a white man, surrounded by the color white, with his white hair, with his white skin, where he cries wolf against black people. It's 3 times now that we've seen. In high school, he calls the principal against a black football player, to protect Keyshawn. As an adult in the beginning of the season, he calls the police against Diamond for pressing him back in season 1. And then now, as he discovers Keyshawn got a plan to leave, he calls CPS against her, keeping her trapped. The manipulation, the abuse, the gaslighting, how a white man is fully aware how he can use power structures in his favor to appear good. A mask while being evil. So as we look at Derek's face, he is split in the lighting, the light and the dark, the duality of life and death, bringing us to Keyshawn on the ground, completely suppressed by white supremacy. Katori Hall tweeted that this is the pressure, the weight of the world of whiteness on Keyshawn's neck and shoulders, driving her to Diamond. And we can even see the color scheme going back and forth as Keyshawn matches both Derek with the white and the shadows to the shadow and the red of Diamond. How she matches both, calling them both. So this princess calls her prince to take care of it. Can you take care of it? This is all we be asking from y'all. Take care of it. Go out, kill a guy, and come back and love me. What's the issue? What is the problem? Go take care of it. This princess calling her prince to save her from her castle, from her cage. Diamond to the rescue. Went right back into bloodshed mode. Went right back into killer mode. ASAP, what's up? What do you need? She awoken the demon. She awoke the killer, the healer. Oh, that's duality. A healer and a killer. I get it, Big Bone. I get it. Open the door. I get it. But also, I love this theme about Keyshawn's hair and how she's a princess. Because the cue to Diamond to turn on that killer mode was, my hair isn't long enough. I can't save myself. I cannot get myself from this castle. My hair isn't long enough. And we remember when Rome tried to change her hair to synthetic. We remember when Wody took one look at her and said, I don't like that. I don't like your hair. And of course, how she tries to free herself using the symbolism of long hair, a la the Rapunzel fairy tale. Well, she can't save herself. Now, I wasn't mad at the ending because, look, I say either she saves herself or Diamond saves her. Whomever it is, I'll be happy. Either choice, I would be happy. That's just me. But she's alive, but Lord, I mean, Keyshawn, the black female victim, the actual damsel in distress, is surrounded by whiteness that pathologizes her and will never see the situation from her angle because whiteness protects itself. Gem, you win tonight's dissection. Gem. Whew. That kiss put Diamond on go mode for Key again. Woke it up. Woke that man right up. Woke that man right up. Wody and Murdy would have lit that whole spot up on her behalf quickly. Look, y'all calling for Wody now. We stand Wody now. Whew, Keyshawn went from one cage to another, playing with that theme of being in the hole, a la Teak and Murder. Being in the hole, went from one cage to another. And when she crawled in the crib, season 2, episode 1, it was those white stripes, right? And she was back in those white stripes in jail, in that cage. Yes. Getting hot watching Derek's face right now. Daggers for that man. Forever. Yeah, you guys. The stepmother was the big bad wolf in the scenario. She silently huffed, puffed, blew her whole house down, even if it was unbeknownst to her. Her mentality did it. Ooh, Lord, Gem. My God. What I thought was that Keyshawn should have strategized with her real fam at the Pink. I think it would have went very differently. Now, that would have been a great idea. However, we're watching a drama. But a confusing choice to call her sisters that she barely trusts and knows. Or where the other one whose hair we messed up on accident? Where's she at? The way he was ready to save Keyshawn. Key could have had Diamond murder that abuser a season ago, but she wasn't ready yet. She pulled the trigger and raised the gun on the wrong guy. Big mistake. Random question. What happened to the car with all the money she had? If I'm not mistaken, I think the original car was the car that Derek destroyed the battery, and she had money in that car. But to get away and not be traceable, I believe she turned it into she got the red car in its replacement. I think that's what happened. Because it'd be things happening, but then it'd be the fairy tale layer, and then everybody be looking good, and I'd be like, I'm gonna lose a detail here. I'm gonna lose a detail here. Oh my God. Just drive the dagger home. Let's drive the dagger home. Okay, here's what I want. I want somehow Maine and his clique to be told that Derek killed the guy Murder killed Pico. So then they come for him. We almost at the end, y'all. So let's talk about Lil Murder and let's talk about the color purple. No pun intended. Purple, the marriage between blue and red, both afraid of who they say they are, both wounded by who they say they are, both wounded by the lie, both wounded by the projected identity, the hidden agenda, just to love each other. Now, I want to take you guys to the transition, right? Because all the way to the left, we have this shot sitting behind Lil Murder and Uncle Clifford. We cannot see their face. We are not facing their front. That means there is something they are hiding. They are keeping a secret. They are not being honest. We cannot see their identity. They had this introductory conversation behind them intentionally. To Lil Murder says, "May the sun find you in the darkest of shadows." The rap he wrote for Teak, who kept it in jail, who was buried with it, being the bridge to link the two from the lie to the truth. So we have the ghost of Teak haunting this couple, a secret between them, keeping them separate, to the reveal. Lil Murder faces us, but not Uncle Clifford, revealing the love he had for Teak to the last, the looking directly at us, outside of the mirror, outside of the projected image, in reality, loving each other out loud. And of course, we have this inversion. I believe I included, no, I didn't. We have an inversion to Teak, right? Because he loved Teak in the dark, so he can love Uncle Clifford in the light. Beautiful. The music this episode, I can't. The music this episode, my gosh. And that line, he's staring right at us, spinning in glorious delight. You ain't fucking dreaming. The moment he couldn't have with Teak, the moment he never had with Teak, having it with his love right here, right now. I want to point out another inversion. Ugh. Teak alone. Ugh, guys, I can't do this. I can't do that. Teak under the light, living in the sun, alone. White is a death color, symbolizing the death, symbolizing the secrets, versus the new life, the love out loud with Uncle Clifford in the color black versus white. There's new life versus murder, shining light in the dark. I can't. How beautiful. Girl, it is not Big Bone. It is not that serious. I mean, maybe Diamonds is. But ma'am, please, all of that. Now, Big Bone is played by hot model Miracle Watts, who is very much dating Diamond in real life. You can follow them on TikTok, see all their sexy shenanigans. Very much pregnant with Diamond's baby in real life. So I get it, but the bump in the trunk, the bump in the trunk. I don't know. Keyshawn, you gonna have to try this. Keyshawn, you gonna have to try this. Oh, wow. The final episode of P Valley. And for my announcement that I promised you at the top of the show, it is also my final episode. This is my very last dissection. It's been a long journey. I've learned so much. I've studied so much. This has helped me grow so much as a screenwriter, as a filmmaker, with a directorial eye, and to see my progression from when I started with Insecure. I think it was season 2. It's just like a review, but I dove deeper as I progressed in my own film journey. It is now time to put this down. New journey. You okay? It's time for a transition. So this is my last dissection. I thank you guys so much for your kindness, for your brilliance, for your unwavering support, for your presence, for your financial donations. I thank you so much for being here with me on this journey. So as we say goodbye to P Valley, I am saying goodbye to the dissection series. Okay. Thank you guys. Yes, thank you guys. Hi, Hadia. Yeah, I'm just gonna why do you sound like me? You shan't. Yes. It's time to move on. I have to die. I am a screenwriter, I'm a filmmaker. I have to go. You know? I have to go. Thank you so much. I don't know, y'all. Yes, my show is coming. I'm very excited. Um, but this show and this moment means so much to me. You guys mean so much to me. This experience means so much to me. But I could feel it in my bones. When Mercedes was having that wound on the pole, it's like, yeah, you're great at it, but what next? And putting something down is always very, very scary, and it's challenging, and it's time. So yes. Speaking of tears, I shed some tears with Lil Murda and Uncle Clifford were dancing. The way I went back and watched this scene twice, I rewatched it several times because it feels so good. That scene, it feels so good. When Murda popped up by that jukebox playing Cliff's song, Pretty Brown Eyes, you know I see you. Beautiful. Beautiful. Yes. Red and blue is purple, which symbolizes royalty, the king and queen of the pink. Because Hailey keep trying to force this crown and this king title on Andre. He's not that guy. he's not that guy. We have a real king, the royalty. Yes, with the thrones in the set. Yes. Murda's voice when he's Lamarcus in Love, velvety and soft. Oh my God. No more closets, no more dark spaces. I think Teak in reality became the bridge because it's his loss that allows him to choose Clifford in the light. He knows what's at stake. Whew. Whew. Oh man. Like stabbing him, come on. I was interested in what the Delta Divination or whatever that group is after. Who knows what these people doing, y'all? But I thank y'all for being here. Let's leave some final hearts in the chat. We moving on. We are absolutely moving on. So thank you so much. Yes, so I think what's going to happen for next month, you guys can decide what you would like to do with your patronage, but there won't be any more content. I think I'm just going to leave this up as a donation page, but there will not be any more content. I'll also post on Patreon so you guys are well aware. So if you guys would just like to leave donations or whatever, that's what this page will remain. But yeah, yes, okay. All right. We're out of here, you guys. Final dissection. We're out. Love you. Thank you. Good night.